Inflation is known as the invisible tax that eats away at the spending power of our money. So what is inflation? And how does it affect us? This is Inflation Explained by The Simple Economy. Inflation is expressed by the inflation rate, which is the rate at which prices of goods and services have risen over a 1-year period. Goods are tangible items that you can buy at the shop, like food or clothes, while services are the intangible things that are provided by another person, like a haircut or public transport. The government picks a selection of goods and services that they feel broadly represent the economy, bundles them together, and then takes note of their current prices. They then compare the prices today to the prices of the same goods and services a year ago. If the prices have gone up, then inflation has occurred. The government then released the inflation number to the general public, and that is the number that you read in the news. So how does inflation affect us? Well, inflation affects us all as it reduces the spending power of our savings and our salaries. Our money doesn't go as far. It is called the invisible tax as we don't see the effects of inflation. Let's explain with an example. Let's say 1 year ago you saved £100 in your piggy bank. At the same time, you started your new job which pays you £10,000 a year. So you have £100 in savings and £10,000 in salary. With an inflation rate of 2% for the year, you still have £100 in savings and £10,000 in salary at the end of the year. So nothing has changed, right? Well, something has changed. With inflation at 2%, you have effectively lost £2 from your savings and £200 from your salary. If I tell you that you now have £98 in savings and a salary of £9,800, you would probably pay closer attention to inflation. Inflation is invisible because this doesn't happen. Inflation doesn't show in the numbers. At the end of the year, you still have the same amount of money in numbers terms, but that money does not have the same spending power as it did before. In other words, it doesn't go as far. So let's say you put that £100 in your piggy bank because you've seen a bike that you like the look of. The bike also costs £100. At the end of the year, you are ready to buy the new bike. The problem is that the price of the bike has gone up in line with the inflation rate of 2%. It is now priced at £102. Unfortunately for you, because your £100 has been sat in the piggy bank earning nothing, your savings haven't moved up in line with inflation, and as such, you can no longer buy the same bike with your £100. In fact, you're £2 short, just like if you had turned up a year ago to buy the bike with £98. So we now know that inflation eats away at the real spending power of our savings and our salaries. If the number on our savings and our salaries don't change, but the price of the things we buy do, then year on year the amount of things we can buy with that money goes further and further down. So to ensure inflation doesn't affect your standard of living, it is important to check that your salary is increasing at least in line with inflation every year. And for our savings, the effect of inflation perhaps gives us the best evidence of why it is so important to invest. For example, if your savings are sat in a piggy bank, the return is zero, and the interest rate offered by banks at the moment is not much better. So investing in the stock market has historically been one of the best ways to give your savings a chance of keeping up with inflation, whilst also offering a real return. And by real return, we mean a return above the inflation rate, because at the end of the day, if your investment only provides a return in line with inflation, then you can still only ever buy the same amount of things with that money. A real return truly grows the spending power of your money above the rate of inflation, which means you can buy the bike and have money left over. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, please do subscribe.